And ladies and gentlemen, on the fourth and last game on field number 3, a clash between Hong Kong and the Netherlands. We kindly ask the teams to line up for the anthems. Please lower your head and rise for the national anthem of Hong Kong. Please remain stand for the national anthem of the Netherlands. Good luck for the teams. This game decides the 13th place of the World Championship. Face off in 6 minutes. 6 minutes.
You're watching the 2022 World Lacrosse Men's Under 21 World Championships live from the University of Limerick here on the banks of the River Shannon in Limerick, Ireland. Thank you for joining us here on laxsn.com for today's 13th place showdown between Hong Kong, China, and the Netherlands in a rematch of a game that took place earlier in pool play. These two teams will now compete to determine who is the champion of the platinum bracket and who takes home 13th place here at the World Championships. Both of these teams were in Group E throughout pool play. Hong Kong was 4-0 throughout pool play, whereas the Netherlands were 3-1, their only loss coming against Hong Kong. But currently, Hong Kong, China has gone undefeated throughout this tournament. They are a perfect 6-0, while the Netherlands are 5-1. Again, that lone blemish coming against Hong Kong. In these two teams' most recent games, for Hong Kong, they pulled out a 6-3 victory over Sweden. And for the Netherlands, it was a 13-8 victory over Korea. We are moments away from opening face-off here on Field 3 at the University of Limerick. It's day 10 of 11 of these World Championships. And what a tournament it has been. Big shout out to Ireland Lacrosse, the World Lacrosse Organization, all the staff here at the University of Limerick for all the hard work and effort they've put into running what has been an excellent World Championships. The last junior level World Championship that took place was in 2016. So this tournament has been 6 years in the making. It finally came, and it was glorious. Netherlands and Hong Kong, two of the best teams in the platinum bracket. There are two brackets in these playoffs, the championship bracket and the platinum bracket. 12 teams in the championship bracket, 13 through 23 in the platinum bracket. Those playing in the platinum bracket just don't meet the age requirements fully to be competing in the championship bracket. And the Netherlands and Hong Kong have been the two best teams in Group C and E competing in platinum bracket play. As the starters meet out at midfield, and we'll get set for the opening face-off between these two teams. Netherlands looking to avenge their loss to Hong Kong in pool play, and Hong Kong looking to finish off this tournament undefeated. As a team, the Netherlands have the second worst face-off percentage throughout this tournament. They've won 48 face-offs out of 137 total attempts for just a 35% rate. Meanwhile, Hong Kong, China has had the fifth best face-off win percentage out of 23 teams here at the University of Limerick. They've won 58% of the face-offs they've taken. And Tong Ka-chun wins the opening face-off. It'll be Hong Kong, China who starts with possession here in this 13th place showdown between the Netherlands and Hong Kong. There's a feed. He gets open on the right side. That shot is wide of cage, rebounded by Hong Kong. Cheng Hing Yu got free for the moment. There's a feed right on the doorstep, behind the back, and it's off the mark. Carter Lee, who leads this Hong Kong team in goals, try to add a highlight to his reel. Couldn't get it on target. Liam Ferris starts his work from X. Ferris, the feed in front, and Hong Kong gets on the board first. Carter Lee, his 11th goal of the tournament, and Hong Kong leads 1-0. Lee off the feed from Ferris, who just picked up his 9th assist of the tournament, which also leads the team. So the number 1 assist man for Hong Kong finds their leading goal scorer to give the squad a 1-0 lead as Tong Ka Chun wins another faceoff. Josh Van Zoylen is in net for the Netherlands. He saved 45% of the shots he's seen throughout this tournament thus far. And the last time these two teams met earlier last week in pool play, he made 8 saves, let in 11 goals. As Carter Lee had it right outside the crease again. Couldn't get his feet down in time. And now Glenn, too, starts his attack from X. Two, round the corner, and that pass attempt is intercepted by Van Zoylen in net. This game will be 4 15-minute quarters. It'll be running clock until the final 30 seconds in the first 3 quarters, and we'll stop for the final 2 minutes of the 4th quarter. Several minutes gone by in this opening quarter between Hong Kong, China, and the Netherlands. Again, these two teams competing for 13th place here at these World Championships, which is the best that they possibly could have finished in coming into the tournament. In other words, this is the championship of the platinum bracket, if you will. Hong Kong 6-0 thus far throughout the tournament. The Netherlands 5-1. Their only loss coming against Hong Kong. As Juice Vanderhorst ran into some trouble, but the Netherlands maintained possession. Strong defense by Lucas Steiner secures the turnover for Hong Kong.
Hong Kong China leads the game 1-0.
This is one of the final games taking place here this afternoon. At the end of the day, 8 games will have been played here at the University of Limerick. If you hear noise or other whistles, throughout this game. There is a field right next to ours with another game taking place between England and Puerto Rico, a featured matchup. You can watch that on the Lax Sports Network. Tom Eschen has the call of that one. I'll keep you updated as best I can on all the action that's taking place on this field. Ball is being fought for. Still loose, bodies flying. And Hong Kong, China initially looked like they were going to turn it over, but they win back possession. One 1-0 lead for Hong Kong off the Carter Lee goal, assisted by Liam Ferris. There's a feed right on the doorstep. It's denied by Van Zuylen. We'll take one of the first looks of the Netherlands offense now.
Remains first quarter, 7:30.
Now halfway through this opening quarter. Here's the ever-talented Christian Delarocco, the points leader out of all players here at the World Championships. What an excellent pass right on outside the crease. Couldn't be handled initially. Now's a shot that's stopped. Eddie Lee makes the save for Hong Kong off the rip from Mark Smorenberg. Fantastic save by Lee. Had some of his own defenders blocking his field of vision and denied Smorenberg of a goal. Eddie Lee made 6 saves the last time these two teams met. He's well out of the net towards midfield. Pass nearly drops out of bounds, but Lo Tin Chu able to save it. And now Dash Tsai has it. It's now Liam Ferris with it. Has the assist on the lone Hong Kong goal so far. Ferris feeds in front. And this time, Van Zuylen comes up with the save. Nearly an identical play to how we saw Hong Kong score their first goal. Ferris across the field to Lee, but this time Van Zuylen was all over it. 10 minutes gone by in this first quarter. Here's Owen MacDonald. Nice feed on the doorstep. And the Netherlands tie it up It's Luke McDonald.
The Netherlands' first goal of the game.
Excellent pass from Bart van Boxmeer
By number
to Luke
54,
McDonald.
Luke McDonald.
McDonald,
Number 9.
as we take another look at the feed from Van Boxmeer.
McDonald
Hong Kong's
from Van
defense got
Boxmeer.
caught sleeping.
26
Not much Eddie Lee could do to save that goal from McDonald. His 16th goal of the tournament. Second on the team. The Netherlands wins their first faceoff of the contest. There's a shot. And it appeared to the Netherlands at first like it found the back of the net, but that was the outside of the net. Delarocco almost added to his 22 goals thus far at the tournament, but it went wide of the net and found the outside of the netting. And so now Hong Kong will start their clear. Successful clear for Hong Kong. Michael Tan sends it over to Ferris, who fires and scores. Liam Ferris gives Hong Kong the 2-1 advantage.
2 minutes remain in the first quarter.
Ferris assisted on the first goal for Hong Kong and now does it himself. Look at that ball placement.
Hong Kong's second goal of the game scored at 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter by number 12, Liam Ferris. That was Ferris at 2 minutes. Hong Kong now leads the game 2-1.
Another quick face-off win for Tong Ka-chun. But the Netherlands takes over.
1 minute remains in the first quarter. 1 minute.
Final minute of this first quarter. It has been a competitive matchup, to say the least. Juice Vanderhorst lets it fly, and it bounces wide. McDonald scored the lone goal for the Netherlands, sends it back up top. Now it's Delarocco feeding in front. Ball's loose. Scooped up by the Netherlands. Delarocco couldn't get a full swing on it. And now it's sent out of bounds, and Eddie Lee sprints to win possession for Hong Kong. And that'll do it for first quarter action between Hong Kong and the Netherlands. Hong Kong, China leading 2-1 after the opening 15 minutes. You're watching the World Lacrosse Men's Under 21 World Championships live on laxsn.com. Stick with us. We'll be back in a moment. back live here at the University of Limerick in Limerick, Ireland. Second quarter action on the way between Hong Kong and the Netherlands. Tong Ka Chun on to take the faceoff for Hong Kong. Philip Maillard for the Netherlands.
As we move into the second quarter,
And Owen McDonald comes from the wing position to secure possession for the Dutch. As we've now switched sides to start this second quarter. Hong Kong holding a 2-1 lead with goals from Carter Lee and Liam Ferris. The Netherlands goal as the Netherlands turn it over. Hong Kong will start their clear. As I was saying, Luke McDonald had the first goal for the Netherlands. So far, it's been Hong Kong that has been more productive offensively. Testing Van Zuylen in net. Liam Ferris works through traffic all the way to the net, and it bounces past Van Zuylen and trickles into the net to give Hong Kong a 3-1 lead.
Hong Kong's third goal of the game, scored 13-17 in the second quarter.
Van Zuylen made the initial stop, and then when he turned around to look and find where the ball was, it ended up bouncing into the back of the net. What a first half it's been for Liam Ferris. He's got 2 goals and an assist now. And with his 2 goals, that's 11 for the tournament. He's got the team lead in both goals and assists now for Hong Kong. As they're in right in front yet again. And Carter Lee looked like he gave Hong Kong a 4-1 lead, but the referee calls it off. Lee was inside of the crease. Lucas Steiner at the long pole nearly had an excellent assist, and Carter Lee almost found his second goal of the game, but it was waved off. Lee crossed over into the crease, and so the Netherlands still trail by just 2. As they turn it over. Hong Kong will start their clear. They're out shooting the Netherlands 8-3 overall and 7-2 in terms of shots on goal thus far. That shot off the post and clamped down by Van Zuylen. Hayden Chung nearly picked up his 4th goal of the tournament, but Van Zuylen got some help from the post, and it remains a 3-1 game. 5 minutes gone by in this second quarter. Juice Vanderhoys down the right alley. Sends it behind the net. Now left side. Gets in close, and the shot is good. Mark Smorenberg brings the Netherlands back within 1. Smorenberg had a hat trick in the Netherlands' most recent game against Korea and carries that momentum over into this contest. 9th goal of the tournament for the Toronto, Ontario native. You can hear the wind blowing here in Limerick. Right around 60 degrees with the sun shining. At 6:30 local time here in Ireland. We thank you for joining us wherever you may be. Wee hours of the morning in Hong Kong. Early evening in the Netherlands and Ireland. And mid-afternoon in the United States. You're watching Lax SN's live coverage of these men's under-21 World Championships. I'm Grant Del Vecchio, humbled and honored to be bringing you this global coverage of such a fantastic tournament. That was an excellent interception on a feed in front by Donald Verschuur. And the Netherlands win back possession. Again, if you're just joining us, this is the final game of the tournament for both of these teams. Hong Kong has been a perfect 6-0 thus far. The Netherlands nearly perfect. Their only loss coming against this Hong Kong team earlier in the tournament. These two teams now playing to determine who is the champion, so to speak, of the Platinum bracket and takes home 13th place here at these World Championships. Smorenberg working from X, surveying. Up top for Delarocco, and Delarocco's shot is turned away by Eddie Lee and goes wide. Delarocco has been quiet thus far for the Netherlands, the top point scorer among all athletes here at these World Championships. As Juice Vanderhorst made some nice moves to get inside and then lost his balance and turned it over. Choi Chi Chung sends it cross field. Lucas Steiner and Choi Chi Chung have a catch. Whistle comes in right after the successful clear for Hong Kong. I misspoke. That was not Lucas Steiner on the far side. It was Lo Tin Chu. And Lo Tin Chu just got hit with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Delarocco rips one and finds the back of the net to tie this game at 3. 23rd goal of the tournament for Christian Delarocco. And it ties this game at 3. What a momentum shift in this game. Hong Kong appeared to have a clean clear, and Lo Tin Chu got hit with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. We're unsure exactly why the flag came in, but the ref swiftly blew the whistle and called that flag, and quickly on the man-up advantage, the Netherlands makes Hong Kong pay, ties this game at 3. Liam Ferris, full head of steam, on the doorstep, and it's Dash Sai who gives Hong Kong the lead right back. Liam Ferris has now been involved in all 4 goals for Hong Kong. 2 goals and 2 assists. And Sai dodges the defender and puts it past Van Zuylen. Sai, an incoming sophomore at Stanford, La Jolla, California native. He is the son of Joe Tsai, well known as the owner of the Brooklyn Nets in the NBA, and the New York Liberty of the WNBA. Joe Tsai is also an owner of the San Diego Seals and Las Vegas Desert Dogs of the National Lacrosse League, however, as the Netherlands score right back and tie this game at 4. Excellent interplay here for the Dutch, and Luke McDonald, using his body to shield the defender, goes up top, and this game is starting to heat up. The Netherlands scored just 1 goal in the opening quarter. They have 3 here in the second. And the last 3 goals of this game have come in just a 2-minute span of game time. Final minute of this first half. It's been a quick one, but also a very competitive one as well, as Team Hong Kong is going to take a timeout to set up their offense for the final minute.
Hong Kong is taking a penalty with 52 seconds remaining in the first half. Timeout.
So you take a look back at the highlights thus far from this opening half of play. That goal was waved off. Carter Lee was inside the crease. All tied at 4. And here's how the stats read thus far. Hong Kong outshooting the Netherlands 10-7 overall and 9-6 in terms of shots on goal. Josh Van Zuylen in net for the Netherlands has 5 saves, while Eddie Lee for Hong Kong has 2. Luke McDonald leads the Netherlands with 2 goals and an assist. Mark Smorenberg and Christian Delarocco have the other goals for the Netherlands. And Bart van Boxmeer has an assist on one of those McDonald goals. For Hong Kong, Liam Ferris, 2 goals and 2 assists. And the other goals from Hong Kong came from Carter Lee and Dash Tsai most recently. Final 50 seconds of this first half. Barrett up top. And that shot bounces high of the cage. Glenn, too, with the shot attempt. Those cheers coming from over on field 2, a matchup between England and Puerto Rico. Final seconds of this first half here on field 3. Dash Tsai turns the corner, and his shot is off target. And that will do it for the opening 30 minutes. Of this platinum bracket championship contest between Hong Kong, China, and the Netherlands. Through 30 minutes, this game is all tied at 4. You're watching the men's under 21 World Lacrosse World Championships live from the University of Limerick here on laxsn.com. It's a beautiful rainbow shining over the University of Limerick, and some excellent gameplay happening here on Field 3. Don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss this second half coming up after a short break. Welcome back live at the University of Limerick for second half action between Hong Kong, China, and the Netherlands. What a first half it was. We're all knotted at 4 as the second half begins. A competitive first half it was, to say the least. Hong Kong struck first. The Netherlands tied it at 1. And then Hong Kong scored back-to-back goals to take a 3-1 lead. The Netherlands responded with 2 goals of their own to tie it at 3. And the two teams again traded goals, which has this game tied at 4. Thus far in the face-off, at the face-off next,
Ladies and gentlemen, on the far
Hong
side
Kong
of the
Chun
field, who is here to cheer for the
for Hong
Netherlands?
Kong has been electrifying, winning 8 of 9 face-offs
Who
thus
is here
far.
for cheers for Hong Kong?
These two teams competing for 13th place here at the World Championships, which is the absolute highest that either of them could have finished. Both of these teams played in Group E. China went 4-0 through pool play, 6-0 throughout this entire tournament. The Netherlands 3-1 through pool play, their only loss coming against this very Hong Kong team. They've since won back-to-back games and are 5-1 overall at this tournament. Two of the best teams in the Platinum Bracket competing for the Platinum Bracket Championship, if you will. And the first sustained offensive possession of this second half goes to the Netherlands. It's Owen McDonald. Working around the entire field, sends it up top for Juice Vanderhorst. Now Mark Smorenberg, who had one of the Netherlands goals in the first half, sends it up top for Vanderhorst. And now Luke McDonald, who had 2 of the Netherlands goals in the first half, carries it behind the net. Tries to feed in front for Sebastian Roll, but it bounced into the stick of Eddie Lee. As you hear some noises and cheers coming over on field 2 right next to this one. It's a matchup between England and Puerto Rico from the championship bracket. Puerto Rico currently holding a 3-1 lead over England. The winner of that game between England and Puerto Rico will compete for 5th or 6th place, while the loser will finish either 7th or 8th. As tomorrow is Championship Saturday here at the World Championships. The U.S. takes on Canada to determine who wins these World Championships. But right now, it's Hong Kong and the Netherlands in an absolute battle to determine who's going to take home 13th place. And Michael Tan trying to make sure it's Hong Kong. Tan, with his 5th goal of the tournament, gives Hong Kong a 5-4 lead.
Hong Kong's 5th goal of the game, scored 12:07 in the third quarter by number 4.
Hong Kong that struck first in the first half, And it's the same story here in the second half.
First goal of the game, scored at 12:07 in the third quarter. Hong Kong now leads the game.
Michael Tan, whose favorite athlete is Roger Federer, goes from the low slot and put it past Van Zuylen. As Tong Kat Jun has now won 10 of 11 faceoffs for Hong Kong. Came into this game as the 9th best faceoff man in terms of percentage out of everyone competing at these World Championships. He's won 62% of the faceoffs he's taken coming into this game, and that number has only risen thanks to being 10 of 11 thus far. Meanwhile, more of the same story for the Netherlands, who came into this game with one of the worst faceoff percentages as a team, the second worst faceoff percentage in the tournament, winning just 35% of the faceoffs they've taken as a team. That is intercepted. Donald Bershore with some excellent defense. Win possession for the Netherlands. 10 minutes to play in this third quarter. It'll be running clock until the final 30 seconds of this quarter. And then for the final 15 minutes of the fourth quarter, the clock will be stopped during the final 2 minutes of play. Right around 7 o'clock local time here in Ireland. There are some dark storm clouds above, but the sun is out as well. Saw a beautiful rainbow earlier in the day. Breezy 60 degrees. Weather holding up thus far. There was some lightning and rain earlier in the week. As Christian Delarocco ties this game at 5. Back and forth, these two teams go, trading blows. Delarocco from a really tight angle. Eddie Lee appeared to be out of position in net, not hugging that right post, and Delarocco snuck it right past him.
Christian Delarocco. That is his second goal of the game. That's Delarocco.
Second goal of the game for Delarocco, who has 24 goals throughout this tournament. And he is the #1 points leader out of all athletes competing here at these World Championships. His 24 goals are now tied for first among all players. As Hong Kong turns it over, they were offside. Back and forth, this game goes. It was 3-1 Hong Kong, then 3-3, 4-3 Hong Kong, then 4-4, 5-4 Hong Kong, and now it's 5-5. The Netherlands have had the responses they've needed thus far. All tied at 5. The Netherlands looking to avenge the 11-5 loss they suffered against Hong Kong earlier in this tournament. Meanwhile, Hong Kong trying to stay undefeated throughout the entirety of this tournament, which would just be an incredible feat. But the Netherlands get in front again. This time, Eddie Lee able to make the stop. Liam Ferris gets called for the hold.
Hong Kong penalty has been assessed number 12, Liam Ferris. That is a 30-second technical for a hold. That is Ferris with a 30-second
The Netherlands
technical for hold.
trying to take the lead. And there's a bullet from the right side that gives the Netherlands their first lead of this game. There's a replay of the foul that led to the man advantage. And the Netherlands just secured their first lead of the game.
In the third quarter by number 5, Owen McDonald.
Owen McDonald with his 7th goal of the game.
Third quarter. Netherlands now leads game 6-5.
As there's a good look at that rip from Owen McDonald. Gave the Netherlands the lead. Netherlands threatening again. This time it's Luke McDonald, and he's denied on the doorstep by Eddie Lee. Oh, what a save by Eddie Lee.
Remain in the third quarter, 5 minutes.
Under 5 minutes to play in this third quarter. The Netherlands have just taken their first lead of the game, but Eddie Lee standing on his head, denying Luke McDonald, who has it now. McDonald trying to turn the corner, fires, and his shot is deflected out of play. McDonald backing down his defender, letting it fly and scoring. It's a hat trick for Luke McDonald, and the Netherlands now lead 7-5.
Netherlands' 7th goal of the game, scored at 3:58 by number 54, Luke McDonald. That is McDonald's 3rd goal of the game.
McDonald snuck it low past Eddie Lee.
3:58.
The Netherlands with back-to-back goals to take a 2-goal lead. What a tournament it's been for the Netherlands, who did not play in the U19 World Championship in 2016, which was the latest iteration of this tournament. Netherlands Lacrosse was founded just in 2004. The sport really started to gain momentum back in 2000. Grew to over 1,000 plus members. Did Netherlands Lacrosse by 2017. It's still a small sport in the Netherlands. In fact, a lot of these athletes competing here had to pay their way here. A lot of GoFundMe pages helped out. But these kids, their dedication and their desire to be here is not in question. Competing in their first ever junior level world championship. And they're trying to go 6-1 on the tournament and take home the highest placement that they could have possibly garnered. As Vanderhoist feeds in front, and the Netherlands has another. Again, it's Luke McDonald. 3 unanswered for the Dutch. And it's 8-5. timeout to talk things over. The Netherlands on quite a run. 3 straight goals, and the lead has grown to 8-5. They took their first lead when it was 6-5 and have not looked back since.
Hong Kong is taking the timeout with 1:50 to go in the third quarter.
Under 2 minutes to play in this third quarter. What a game it's been.
By number 54.
Final game of the tournament for both of these teams. The Netherlands trying to spoil an undefeated tournament for Hong Kong.
Netherlands now leads the game 8-5.
Back to the face-off X. Hong Kong looking to stem some of the Netherlands' momentum. And thus far, it's been all Hong Kong at the face-off X. Tong Ka Chun, 13 face-off wins in 14 attempts. He's been dominating, and he wins another. Tong Ka Chun. One of his favorite quotes is, winning isn't everything, but desiring to win is. And there's no question he's doing everything he can to help his team win here in this final game of the tournament.
1:30 remains in the third quarter, 1:30.
As some sloppy passing from Eddie Lee. Winds up as a turnover, and the Netherlands will take over with about a minute and change remaining in this third quarter.
1 minute remains in the third quarter. 1 minute.
Mark Sporenberg taking his time on the left side. Guarded closely by Lucas Steiner, but the flag flies. And Sporenberg's shot bounces over the top of the cage. And it's going to be a cross-check penalty against Lucas Steiner. The Netherlands will have a 6-5 advantage for a minute, which will run out the entirety of the time left in this third quarter. Leading by 3. Here's a chance for the Netherlands to really grow their lead. And that'll do it for the third quarter. The Netherlands come roaring back to start the second half. They outscore Hong Kong 4-1 in the third quarter and lead by 3 as we head to the fourth. You're watching the World Lacrosse Men's Under-21 World Championship here live from the University of Limerick on laxsn.com. Fourth quarter action coming up. Don't go anywhere. Back live here at the University of Limerick for the final quarter of play for these two teams, the Netherlands and Hong Kong, looking to finish these World Championships on a high note. Hong Kong undefeated thus far in this tournament, but they're in a bit of a hole to start this fourth quarter, trailing by 3. And the Netherlands start the fourth quarter with a man advantage. And another flag comes flying. Lo Tin Chu.
Hong Kong has assessed another penalty. Number 26, Tin Chu Lu, has been assessed a penalty for a push. That is a 30-second time.
Other penalty just got released for Hong Kong, so it'll still be a one-man advantage. For just under 30 seconds now. That shot attempt by Ken Chin off the mark. It'll stay with the Netherlands. Luke McDonald looking to go quick. That shot is off the mark as well. Now Christian Delarocco. Crossfield feed. Mark Smorenberg's shot also off the mark. And now both teams are back at even strength, as it'll stay with the Netherlands. Smorenberg dishes to Delarocco. Delarocco guarded by Hao Ching. Delarocco spinning off the defender, working around X. Up top for Smorenberg. Delarocco, the feed right in front. And the Netherlands add another. Joost van der Horst gives the Netherlands a 4-goal lead here in the fourth quarter. Choi Chi Chung, the defender for Hong Kong, completely lost. Did not know where Joost van der Horst was, and van der Horst scored his 8th goal of the tournament. First of the game to go along with an assist. And it's a 4-goal lead for the Netherlands. What a difference this game is from the one these two teams played earlier in the tournament, where the Netherlands only put up 5 goals. As that shot attempt by Lucas Steinert, the long pole is well off the mark. Talk about growing as you go as a team, though. The Netherlands look like a completely different team here against Hong Kong in this final game of the tournament. Liam Ferris dumps it down. Carter Lee gets turned away. Ferris' shot is denied by Van Zuylen. Fantastic save by Van Zuylen, who has not been tested much in this second half. Fifth save of the game for the Dutch goaltender. as Hong Kong wins back possession. Final 10 minutes of the World Championships for both of these teams, as Glenn Tu's shot is handled easily by Van Zuylen. The Netherlands with some sloppy clearances, back-to-back turnovers, providing Hong Kong with some key possessions here, trailing by 4. About halfway through this fourth quarter. Here's Dash Sai as one of Hong Kong's 5 goals in this game. Sai trying to get his hands free. Excellent defense by Smorenberg. Sai works down low, and his shot bounces wide. Ferris chasing after it. And a flag is down. Ferris chasing after it, was taken down by Caleb French. Trying to chase after that ball to possession. We take another look to Caleb French. Check Ferris to the floor. And French called for it. Unnecessary roughness penalty.
There's been a timeout taken by Hong Kong. There's 7:57 remaining in the game.
And Carter Lee able to take advantage of that penalty by Caleb French.
Number 8, Carter Lee. That was Lee at 8:13 in the fourth quarter, making the game 9-5. Excuse me, 9.
Second goal of the game for Carter Lee. Hong Kong back within 3 goals. And what a costly mistake that was by Caleb French. Really no need to lay that check on Ferris, as Ferris was well ahead of him. The ball was already out of bounds. Hong Kong goes man up and immediately score a goal after not scoring a goal for over 10 minutes of game time. Trailing by 3 with 8 minutes and change remaining. Hong Kong still very capable of making a comeback in this contest. Again, Hong Kong has been undefeated thus far in this tournament. They scored double-digit goals in their first 4 games. The offense has slowed down a bit over their last 2 wins, though. 7-6 victory over Poland and a 6-3 win over Sweden most recently. Here's Owen McDonald,
Penalty has been released. The Netherlands is back.
patiently carrying it down the near side for the Netherlands, as both teams are back at even strength. McDonald turns, fires, and scores. The Netherlands back up by 4. Owen McDonald with his second goal of the game.
The Netherlands' 10th goal of the game, scored at 6:48 in the fourth quarter. It was scored by number 5, Owen McDonald. McDonald at 6:48 for Netherlands' 10th goal of the game. The Netherlands now leads 10-6.
10-6 lead for the Netherlands, who have now scored double-digit goals in all 7 of their games here at these World Championships. And Delarocco, all alone, adds another. The lead grows to 5 thanks to Christian Delarocco. It's a hat trick for Delarocco. His 25 goals in these World Championships now lead all players. The Westfield, New Jersey native, rising junior on the lacrosse team at Bellarmine University,
11th goal of the game, scored at 5.
attended the Hill Academy
By number 6.
last season for Bellarmine,
Assist by number 50.
was third on the team with 18 goals, also added 11 assists, and Delarocco has 25 goals and 12 assists at these World Championships. His 37 points are the most of any player competing here at the tournament. You can't say enough about the 10 days that Christian Delarocco has had thus far representing the Netherlands. $25 goals in 7 games played now. Averaging over 5 points per game is Christian Delarocco. Grant Delvecchio on the call. I'd like to again thank you all for joining us here on laxsn.com. This platinum bracket championship between the Netherlands and Hong Kong. Both teams competing to finish in 13th place, which is the best that either of them could have finished in, as Lucas Steiner is flagged. Checked Smorenberg in the head. It's going to be a 1-minute penalty against Steiner.
Number 28. That is Luca Steiner. That was Steiner with unnecessary roughness for 1 minute.
It's an unnecessary roughness call, and so the Netherlands with a 5-goal lead, they go man up. Crossfield feed to Delarocco, and how about another? Why not? 4th goal of the game, 26th goal of the tournament for Christian Delarocco. You can't lose number 6 in orange on the field if you're Hong Kong defensively. Delarocco continues his torrid offensive performance here at these World Championships. Approaching 5 minutes remaining in this contest, and the Netherlands have dominated this second half, to say the least. This game was tied at 4 at halftime. As Glenn 2, his shot is no good, but the rebound chance is. 7th goal of the contest for Hong Kong, who are back within 5. And that was completely my mistake. I thought it was a shot attempt from Glenn 2. It was, in fact, a pass, and a beauty at that, to Chang Hing Yu. And Chang Hing Yu put it in the back of the net. My apologies for that one. Hong Kong now trailing 12-7. Glenn 2, another feed intended for Chang Hing Yu, rather. This one ends up in the possession of Netherlands. Caleb French, the long pole, sends it ahead. Now Luke McDonald's shot is turned away. Chen Pak Long in net for Hong Kong. The Netherlands content to hold on to possession as long as they can. They turn it over. Flag comes flying in, as that was a massive check delivered. And unfortunately, the player for the Netherlands is down and injured. And that's going to be a 2-minute infraction. Shah Victor Hoteen called for the penalty. That was Ken Chin down for the Netherlands. Thankfully, he's able to get up and walk off the field on his own power. Dangerous check from Shah Victor Hoteen. Possibly a bit of a frustration penalty there for Hong Kong as they trail by 4. Just 30 seconds to play in this one. And the Netherlands are, barring a miracle, going to avenge the loss they suffered to this Hong Kong team earlier in the tournament and come away with a victory. As there is the cherry on top. Jure Kalf makes it 12-7 Netherlands. Kalf's 5th goal of the tournament seals the deal here for the Dutch. As what will likely be the final face-off of the game takes place. Tung Ka Chun has been magnificent for Hong Kong, and that will do it. In the final game of these World Championships, the Netherlands take home 13th place and hand Hong Kong, China, their lone loss of the tournament by a final score of 12-7. Both of these teams finish the tournament at 6-1 overall, but the Netherlands get the last laugh and avenge their loss that came earlier in the tournament. The standouts for the Netherlands on the offensive end, Luke MacDonald with 4 goals and 2 assists, and Christian Delarocco with a hat trick to go along with another assist. That'll do it from here on Field 3 at the University of Limerick here in Limerick, Ireland. You've been watching the 2022 Lacrosse Men's Under 21 World Championships live on laxsn.com. The Netherlands take home 13th place here at these World Championships. Hong Kong, China finishes in 14th. I'm Grant Delvecchio. All of us at LaxSN would like to thank you for tuning in, and we'd like to wish you a very good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be. The Netherlands pull out a 12-7 victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to present the Heart and Spirit Award for Team Hong Kong and for Team Netherlands. This award is presented to the person from each team who has been the most influential to the team's program and its success. The recipients are selected for this honor by their own team. Recipients have made an outstanding individual contribution to their peer group or made an excellent professional contribution to the event and made a difference to someone in the group or the whole group, which is significantly enhanced their ability to participate in the event. The award presented by Don Blacklock, the Technical Director of Sports World Lacrosse. First we start the Team Hong Kong. This award is being presented by Chad Fairfield.
So I want to present this award to Patrick Ho, who's undoubtedly the unsung hero of this tournament, as he was able to keep us as healthy as possible for the entire tournament. So Patrick, thank you.
From Team Netherlands, this award is being presented by Jos van der Host.
We named this person because his effort in helping the team, being able to practice sport, giving 100% this entire tournament, being there for everyone, while being not there, but still being there for the entire team, and he's also doing a lot of stuff for youth players to grow, showing up in practices while there's not a lot of people, make sure everyone can do anything. So this one's going to Mike Chin.
Congratulations to Team Hong Kong, finished on the 14th place. Congratulations to Team Netherlands, finished on the 13th place. That was all for today. Tomorrow we continue the tournament on Field 3. Have a good night and have fun.